I just need small. "17 soldiers were recently ambushed and killed in Okuoma community in Ugele South local government area of Delta State, a development that had led to a national outcry. The military has since launched a manhunt to arrest the culprits, creating tension in the area. Today, on Midday Discourse, we will drill further on the implications, social and economy of the unfortunate incident. Welcome to Midday Discourse. I am Samuel Odi. We'll be going on a short break, and while we come back, I'll be introducing my guests who will drill further on the unfortunate incident that happened in Okuoma. Welcome. If you're just joining us, this is Midday Discuss on Global TV. I am Samuel Odi. I would be introducing my guest now in the person of Christopher Bede, the youth advocate and social commentator from the Niger Delta area. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. And good to be here.
Yeah, it's very, very good to have you. How are you doing? It's been an amazing time with you always.
Yes, we're fine. We're
All right,
doing
sir.
great.
Okay, so with the recent happenings in the Niger Delta region, particularly within Okuoma and Okola local government areas, we want to know, is this just about a land dispute?
Well, thank you so much. This unfortunate incident that transpired in Okuama community, it was well known that there was a land dispute, and those our gallant soldiers were sent over there for a peacekeeping. That was what we heard. Over time, from the community, this is a community sharing boundary. Okuama community share a boundary with Okoloba, and Okuama is an Orobo community, while Okoloba is an Ijaw community. So they have been having these boundary issues over time. And we also understand that it was based on the boundary issues. Those our gallant soldiers were sent over there for peacekeeping.
Okay. Now the foundation has been laid. There's actual a land dispute between Okuoma and Okoloba communities. So are these communities both oil producing communities?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, as an Ijaw man, those Okuama community where the unfortunate incident transpired is not an oil producing community. And that gives us more concern, where oil is not an oil producing community, and those unfortunate killings. As a youth leader from the Niger Delta, over time in different fora, we've condemned the barbaric killing of our gallant soldiers. We've condemned that in its totality. The killing is callous. And we have also sent that to the Nigerian Army, and as youth leaders, we've also come together to see how we can fish out those that carried out this all imaginable acts. And we are also willing as leaders from the Niger Delta to work with every security agencies to fish out those people in this kind of engaging in this kind of dangerous acts that always at all points in time bring the Niger Delta to bad lights. We gone at these days want to change the narrative of the region. What we want in the region is not killing. What we want in the region is development and growth of the region. We want to see strategic developmental facts and being addressed in the region, not those barbaric killings.
Okay. So Okuoma, you said, is not an oil producing community. What about Okoloba? Are they producing oil, or is there anything that they're producing that's going to lead to, them having this land disputes that has been ongoing for a while now, and then that's leading to the killing of the good men of our Nigerian army?
No, we are not out there. It is not an oil-producing community either. We are this land dispute. These are two communities. They've intermarried. They live as brothers and as neighbors, and we are wondering why this land disputes, this communal dispute, why this time? I even want to ask: is it that all this while the governor of Delta State is not aware of these issues that have been arising over time? These are things that we can, as a governor of the state, I believe they must have written different form of petitions and all that before this unfortunate incident. So I will tell you categorically that the two communities are not oil-producing communities, and that's where we are concerned. They are not oil-producing communities, and our gallant soldiers were sent there for a peacekeeping. Please, on what basis were they sent there for a communal peacekeeping? On what basis, and who actually sent them? To those peacekeeping, who called the shots? Those are very silent, in as much as we are sad with this unfortunate incident, but those are also very silent answers. Questions that need answers.
Okay, so now you're saying that you don't even know who called the shots and what led to the army coming to these communities for a peacekeeping talk, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so
and
from the basis of
in as much as we all know, the police and the civil defense and all that, they are the one, especially the police, they are the one handling internal communal wranglings as such. So it's something that will really, for us not to see this kind of unfortunate things to repeat themselves, we really need to ask questions. We really need to ask questions so that this unfortunate thing will not repeat itself. I will call for, as a youth leader who is engaged with the activities of the Niger Delta, I will call for an investigative panel comprises of all the security agencies to unravel this unfortunate incident. Just like some days ago, our father, who is Pa Ike Clark, a respected Niger Delta, a father that we all look upon, his house was raided on some allegations that they were looking for some culprits in this, and even if the army has apologized to our father, but this kind of incidents, it shows that the Niger Delta, that we all know, we want peace in the Niger Delta. Let it be business friendly. People should move ahead with their things so that the economy also should grow. Economy also can grow. We want our mothers, our sisters, our children. They are all, as I speak to you right now, they are all scattered in the bush for the fear of the unknown. They might be the next casualty. If you are fully aware, just recently they burned down some of those houses People are, I mean, they can't even go into the community, no going on, there's no food, no items coming in, to the communities. And it's really telling on our people. I also want to, in as much as the investigations are going on, and they should give access to those communities so that people can have food, people can eat food before it will lead to another humanitarian crisis again.
So now you're trying to let us know that since this incident happened, we have IDPs in those communities, and they are finding it hard to get back to their houses. In any case, can you talk to us about the reason that there's been, it has come near to impossible to tackle oil bunkering in the Niger Delta region at large?
It's a different ballgame entirely. If you look at the Nigeria system, the South-South region, especially the Niger Delta, has been relatively peaceful. Why? Because there's a job given to some of these our Niger Delta leaders to protect the pipeline. And these things have drastically reduced oil bunkers within the area. They have also, with this pipeline surveillance, it has reduced, the oil bunkers going into bunkeries and all that. And I want to say that in as much as we are the one producing, the oil is on our land. This oil should not be used against us. It makes me to ask that, what will I tell my generation if this oil is a blessing or a curse to us as the people of Niger Delta? Gone are these days where there will be an array of different issues in the Niger Delta. We want to change the narrative, the mind shift given to our youth. And with this recent oil surveillance, the bunker has actually reduced drastically.
Okay, that's on the lighter part. Okay, but how much of a setback has this killing posed on, the communities? You made mention of the fact that women and children are currently displaced.
My brother, when you use the word display, you are even adding some form of somebody display. There will be a tent, there will be food. They are more than display. Displays, because they are currently in the bush, no water, no food, nothing to drink, and these are some of the issues. We are currently, as it stands, is affecting the economy of those communities and those regions. Is affecting the buying and selling. Predominantly, we all know we are fishermen in the Niger Delta, especially the Ijaw related. We are fishermen. Now, where you cannot go out to go and fish, there's nothing to talk about. People are hiding in the bush because of for the fear of the unknown. Those things are not also encouraging the system. We are appealing to the federal government that we want our mothers to be safe. We want our brothers and our uncles to be safe. That there should be access. They should allow people to go into those communities and also carry out investigations too, to be able to help the security agencies, since we are from the Niger Delta. But so far, so good. We've been agitating. We are using this opportunity to call on international donors to come to the aid of our women and our mothers in the bush. If not, it will lead to another food crisis, which we are avoiding totally.
Okay, you as a national youth leader and advocate, with your office, what have you been able to do to ensure that these culprits and incidents like this don't keep reoccurring?
You see, like I earlier stated, the Niger Delta of my time, I want to see that there are developmental issues in the Niger Delta. As a youth leader, the best I can do, sensitization. which I've been doing to my own immediate constituent and even youth across the shores of the Niger Delta. Sensitizing, taking their mind shift. Let us have this narrative that as the youth of Niger Delta, what we need in Niger Delta is development. We want growth in the Niger Delta. We want basic amenities. We want roads. Like you all know, we are in the riverine. We want roads, good roads, so that we can be able to access. And then even at the moment, the way Niger Delta is being polluted, we must sensitize our people. We must tell our people the truth, that these are some of the things we'll be doing to engage the youth, to also tell them to shun anything violent, because without peace, there won't be development. And those are some of our little concern and what we'll be doing to promote the peace and the existence of and the peace in the Niger Delta region.
Okay. So, how has this crisis, you made mention of the fact that you are so keen into farming and you are a fisherman over there in the Niger Delta. So how has this affected the economy of those communities? Because obviously with all these killings, have the fishermen and the farmers, have they been able to go to farm and then do their daily activities?
First, you must understand that you can't go out for business once your life is not secure. One of the basic reasons for government is secure life and property of its citizens. They are not secured. They are in the bush. They can't go out for their daily businesses and engagement. They can't go out. If there will be access, what we are saying is, let the military, while investigation is being carried, let them allow in and out to the communities so that people can eat food. It also has effects on the economy of that particular region, and that's why we've been crying. We'll be appealing to the federal government to please tell the army to please allow people to go in and do their normal business. Why investigation is going in? We know how gallant our security men are. We know that at the end of the day, they will unravel the truth behind these senseless and barbaric killings.
So you're saying that those communities are totally deserted since the incident happened?
They are not. Some are burnt. Some of them, they are burnt. Some properties are being burnt. Not the whole community. But however, the fear of coming out for your daily engagement is an issue. The fear of coming out. So if there's access to subpedal what is happening in the Niger Delta region, not all the Niger Delta region, those communities are affected. Okuoma, we heard that the military, they are still there. The same thing with Egbemotoro in Bayelsa, they are still there. So it's really affecting. Let them allow people to go in. And then it will really also improve the the living standard of our people.
Okay, Comrade Christopher, please do stay with us. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Midday Discourse continues. If you're just joining us, this is Midday Discourse on Global TV. We're live from the city capital, Abuja. We've been discussing about the social and economic setback that might be caused due to the killings in Niger Delta region, particularly in Okuoma community. We've been speaking to Comrade Christopher Bedi, the youth advocate and commentator on socio-economic challenges. Mr. Christopher, are you still there?
Yes, I mean.
Thank you. So the youths now, a lot of sophisticated weapons were used for all of these killings because the Nigerian military are not just easy not to crack. They've gone and they've fought, different, insurgents within the country and outside the country. So where do you think they get this information and the kind of weapons they used for this act, which was, which was against the Nigerian army, the weapons that they get, how were they able to acquire things, sophisticated weapons like that?
Well, in the discussion that the army said when they said they went for peacekeeping, I've not heard where they said there was some weapons used. I'm not aware of that. And you see, the Nigerian system, we really need to, call a spade a spade. We must make sure our youths, there are employment opportunities for our youth, especially those from the Niger Delta. Maybe it's because I'm from there, but employment opportunities must be guaranteed. And these things will take away those negative vices from our teeming youth. I am not aware of, even the army have not said it, that there were some weapons. They only said that their weapon, they want to recover they want to know who perpetrated the act and they recover their weapons. So that's what I think, to the best of my knowledge, that I'm aware of. But in either ways, when there are opportunities, when the environment is business friendly, my brother, I tell you, those negative vices will reduce, and then we also have, and the economy also will grow. People also will be engaged, and like they said, that an idle man is the devil workshop. So an idle mind. So basically, we must engage our youth in skill acquisitions, in different skills, and employment opportunity must be created by the government. Everything is not only the federal government, including the state governors too. They also need to also put all hands on deck to make sure those employment opportunities are there for our youth. Thank you.
So what is the state governor of Niger State? What is he actually doing to create these working opportunities for the youth? So they don't, like you said, an idle man is a devil's workshop. So they don't stay idle and be used by the devil. What is the governor of the state doing in line to creating more job opportunities and skill acquisitions for the youth in that area?
Well, I'm not working with the government. I'm not a spokesman to the government. That should be asked to the governor or people that are working with him. I don't hold brief for any of them. But I know as a private entrepreneur, it's not rocket science to give employment opportunities to our youth. It's not rocket science.
You said it's not rocket science as a private sector. I asked the question because you are the youth advocate, and basically issues like this should come through your table if the government is actually trying to do anything for the youth in those areas. Okay. Despite, you said it has been a land dispute between Okuoma and Okoloba, but the chieftaincy, the leaders and the rural, leaders in that area, are they doing anything to ease out this last land dispute so it doesn't keep chasing away private investors? Because obviously acts like this might just chase away private sectors, private investors from those communities. So now, are the leaders, traditional leaders, doing anything to get this land dispute sorted out?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, a community where you don't allow people to go in and to come out, how would they get, how would there be some information.
So you're not getting no information regarding the fact that there is no settlement going on?
Sorry, please come again.
Okay, I was saying, are there no any way of getting information? We have mobile phones, emails, and other platforms where information can be passed through. Are you saying you've not gotten any information regarding to the fact that if all of these land disputes are being settled as a youth advocate? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
It was
Did you get my question?
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you, please.
Okay, I said, have there been any form of, settlement between the traditional rulers of Okuoma and Koloba to settle this, so this land dispute won't chase away the good things that might be coming to those communities?
Well, Okoloba community, like I rightly told you, they are sharing boundary with Okuama community. They have been there's a military siege there. And until the military unravel what transpired, that settlement will not come. It's from what when they unravel that, before the settlement will come. And you see, also neighboring communities too. Also neighboring communities, this whole siege is being affected by the neighboring communities as well. So we must, investigation must have been completed, and those that did this barbaric act must be brought to book, I think, before the two communities can sit down and to know how to resolve any other communal issues.
So basically now, you said, how deep has this affected the agricultural sector? Because, Okuoma and Okoloba are basically farmers and fishermen. So how deep have this really affected the agricultural sector in those areas?
Well, predominantly, like I said earlier, we are fishermen. And there is no buying and selling. Our waterways, there are no business on our waterways. Everywhere is mute. Military has, they took over, they laid their siege. Nobody's coming in, nobody's going. There's no buying and selling. It has drastically affected the standard of living amongst our women, children, and then our fathers. And the business is, there's no single business within those communities where army has laid siege on. As I speak to you presently, we've not been able to access the community to even to talk to our people over there to know exactly what's happening, because military is there and it's really causing a lot of humanitarian issues. And that's why I keep saying, let them allow people to move in, so that business activities can continue while proper investigation is being carried out. In every sane economy, you must, when addressing issues like this, you must allow people. If not, it will lead to another food crisis or something, and then people will be dying of different ailments and all that. Being in the bush for days, you can imagine what our mothers and our children have really passed through in that bush.
So is it safe, given the fact that, this culprits have not been apprehended, is it safe for people to move back to their communities? And do you think it's them moving back is going to help the army and the police get to do their job fast?
Well, you see, when you allow people to move, there will be an intelligent gathering. Your investigation system will also help you. People will come in and go out of the community, and because there is a valid investigative way of getting your the issues that transpired, you will allow people to also give you informations. From there, you can also gather informations. And like you all know, there's no how you will tell me that the culprits, they are still in that community. It's our mothers and our children that are suffering it. So when you allow them, you can from there gather more information, and also the natives of that community who are willing to help the security agencies will also bring valid information to them, which they will use also, to be able to arrest those culprits that carried out this barbaric action. So I'm calling for, they allow the natives to have access to their homes and to even their children and everything, so that in return, they can also be gathering a valid information. My brother, see, if by the time, yes, it is an unfortunate issue that happened, which we've all condemn it in totality. But you see, let's not also, two wrongs cannot make a right. You must at least leave the people to get access to their relatives, and from there also intelligent gathering. I believe our men of the DSS, even the police and the army, I believe they have people that will be able to gather intelligence and also to source out those informations in order to arrest those culprits.
Okay. So your take is for the military, the government, to let, you know, women and children go back, despite the fact that this corporate has not been gotten, so that business and every other activities will go back to normal. But how safe will they be? What if those corporates come to attack again?
Already, we are not saying that they should totally leave the community, but access, so that the community, so that they will be business friendly. So definitely, as they are in the community, gathering their intelligence, those corporates cannot return back there. They can't. They all siege. Of course, I don't think the corporates, they are all there. So they must give that access to them if really they want to solve these issues that happen. You must at all times. There's no way, if the community wants to make sure that this thing should not occur, they will also help them in investigation. They will help them drastically. And we've heard this in different media fora. Allow them to have access to their father's land. And then from there, you can gather information. Those couples will never return to that place, because they are aware of the kind of barbaric action they took. So we too will also play our own part by we'll also play our part to make sure that those corporates, hand them over to the appropriate authorities, so that they can face the wrath of the law for these barbaric actions.
I understand you do not hold brief for the security agencies. However, do you see them enjoying cooperation from the locals to apprehend these corporates?
Well, they have also, in all, I must really say that it's not also easy, because you can't just kill one soldier and go scot-free. So that's why we, in its entirety, we do and always sympathize with the military. In as much as we are sympathizing with them, we believe, because we don't want these kind of things to occur, we believe it will be a military and civilian relationship, kind of. So they should also support that. We know it's our gallant soldiers. We know how they are being rated all over the world. So we all know, and we also sympathize with everything that has transpired. But please, they should also allow access to those communities. Probably even the chiefs that could not move in there or could not be able to do anything might be an avenue to relate to the securities, with security agencies.
So are the locals now, for example, vigilante groups, local authorities within those localities, have they been of good support to the police and then NDDC, all of those? Have they been supportive them to, be able to achieve the goal of getting this culprits and then preventing these deadly actions from happening to other neighboring communities?
Well, if you want to support someone, you must allow the person to have access. So, whereby you don't allow the person to have access, what kind of support do you want the person to, to give to the military? You must allow access, and that's why I'm saying that I don't think now that there is any form of it's all military operations issues. I don't think there are any other the locals giving some form of intelligent informations to the military, because you don't allow them to move. So how would they now gather this thing? But in as much as that is happening, I tell you categorically that they are also ready once they see any of those culprits to hand them over to the appropriate security agencies without any hesitation. So I can guarantee that, but you must allow access, and then we can now, the community, the youth, the different vigilante groups and different security within the groups, the CDC chairman, the chiefs, the traditional chiefs, and they can now work in synergy with the security. The main purpose here is allow free flow, allow access. Once you allow it, you can also use it to gather intelligence, and that is what we are appealing for.
Okay. So, Comrade Christopher, please do stay with us. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go further on this topic. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Midday Discourse on Global TV, and we've been talking to Comrade Christopher Bidi, who is a national youth advocate for the Niger Delta region. And we've been deliberating over the killings and the socio-economic effects, crisis of the killings that happened in Okuoma community. Comrade, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much for still being here with us. So, Comrade, what can you say is the best approach for the military, and what do you think the government should do first in trying to, ease access in those communities so that people can go back? What do you think the government should do? What step do you suggest as a youth leader the government should do?
Okay, thank you very much once again. You see, first I want to say, because I know how I'm familiar with the terrain from the Niger Delta, I understand how the riverine works. First, let the federal government take off all the military men from our communities. Now, after you withdraw all the military men from our communities, and then you set up an independent investigative panel. This panel will comprise of the DSS, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, since it's riverine, the Navy, and our sister police. They should then include 2 or 3 CSOs, especially those, some independent CSOs, especially those from the region, so that your investigative will be also be known to those to those CSOs. So include them too, and then set up this committee, set up this investigative committee. I tell you, with this, it will not only bring the culprit to book, but it will also bring some information for this not to happen again.
Okay.
So I'm calling on the federal government to set up this independent. Don't leave it only for the army. Yes, it's unfortunate that it happened to the army, but let the sister agencies, the sisters, let them collaborate together. Let there be an independent. And I tell you, we will unravel a lot of mysteries, from this. Because I have been asking you a question, that who actually called the shots? Who actually called the shot that asked the late colonel with his boys to go there? Who called him to go there? There are some things that need to be unraveled in this situation, and we are calling for that independence, because we don't want the repeat of what happened to us in Niger Delta. In OD, we know how they cleared the whole of the community,
yes,
because of some killings. We know exactly. So we don't want, and those things set us back. They actually set us back in our economy. And then it gives the Niger Delta as a place that the IOCs cannot operate. And therefore, our youth will be jobless. We don't want that to happen. So there, we are calling on the federal government to take the Niger Delta serious, and to also know that we also want to know who perpetrated this act. We also want to know. We are concerned. We want to know, because they are also our brothers. The army that were killed, they're also our brothers. We are in this country, and we are all one Nigerians.
Thank you so much. That's how much time will permit us to take. So you're clamoring for the military and other security agents to withdraw a bit, so that people, that's mothers and children, who can be able to go back to their communities, fend for themselves as usual, as they've always done, and also go back to farming and fishing for the men. Thank you so much, Comrade Christopher Bidi, for spending time with us today on Midday Discourse. We appreciate your input. And do you have any last words for the families of those that lost their sons?
It's a pleasure to be with you, and My heart goes for the families of those that lost their sons and their children, that we are also together in this, and we'll also help from our own point of view to make sure the people or the individuals that took out this thing, let them be brought to book and face the law. We are also fully ready for that. My heart goes for them. I sympathize with them. And I pray that may the Almighty God give them peace and then understanding at these trying times. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be with a Global TV.
The privilege is all ours. Thank you so much, Comrade Christopher. And that's how much time can
Thank you.
permit us to take. Our heart goes out to the families of those that lost their beloved brothers, sisters, fathers, and brothers in the recent killings that happened in Okuoma. That's that for on Midday Discourse. Do enjoy the rest of your day. I am still Samuel Odi. See you tomorrow. Good afternoon.